To speedrun Minecraft, knowing how to deal with the Nether is fundamental. The Nether split is the heart of Minecraft speedrunning, because that's where you get the burrs and the rods needed for the Eyes of Ender. But it is also the hardest part, because there is a lot to know and many people don't speedrun just because they can't handle the Nether. But getting consistent at speedrunning the Nether is actually not this hard if you give it a bit of dedication and do things step by step. Personally, I want to get to a level where I can consistently beat the game in 30 minutes, and that is actually quite doable with a bit of work and good organization. So, here is a video where I sum up all the basics about the Nether in Minecraft speedrunning. So there are two big steps, the Bastion and the Fortress. In the Bastion, you get the burrs from trading gold to piglins, and in the Fortress you kill the blazes for their rods. To be actually able to do that, here are the skills to master. About bastions, first you need to locate one, then to recognize which type of bastion it is, and finally you need to know how to loot it. By the way, use Minecraft Java version 1.16.1, it is the best version for speedrunning because bastions are OP in that version, pretty much every speedrunner uses it. About fortresses, you also need to locate one, and then you should know how to get the blaze rods quickly. So, now let's get into some detail for each of these skills. In general, you want to find a bastion first, because there you will get lots of helpful items for the rest of the run. So locating a bastion is actually quite easy to do, and very cool too. First, make sure your entity distance setting is at maximum, and then basically all you have to do is press F3 and look here. This is the entity counter. Entities means mobs, pretty much. Pigmen, piglins, etc. The number on the right is the total amount of entities that are currently loaded. The number on the left is the number of entities that you are looking towards. It is like a radar to detect mobs. It's called E-ray. Like that, you can scan the Nether, looking at different directions. To be more precise, you can decrease your FOV, and if you want to detect things further, you can increase your render distance. Now basically, the normal amount of loaded mobs is around 80, because of the mob cap rules. Bastions, they generate with a lot of mobs that are not included in the mob cap. So typically, if this number goes to 120, there's definitely a bastion nearby. To know in which direction, look for a spike in the other number. You wanna go towards where the most mobs are, and usually there will be a bastion there. Sometimes you can get unlucky and detect some mobs, but there's no bastion. And you can also just don't have any bastion nearby and detect nothing. In that case, you should travel a bit and redo the E-ray. When exploring the Nether, go diagonally, because bastions don't generate along the X and Z axis. So, what you should do if you want to learn locating bastions is simply make new Minecraft worlds with cheats on, use this command to go to the Nether, and then start doing your E-ray. If you think you found a bastion, go spectator mode, and go check if there is one or not. Now, when you have found a bastion, you want to know which type it is. There are 4 different bastion types that are actually quite easy to recognize. The bridge has this bridge with a big pile of gold. The treasure has these lava pools in the center and 2 big parts, one of them being a huge flat cube. Hoglin stables have 3 towers and a low square area with hoglins. And housing units looks a bit like stables, but with only 2 towers and the low part is not really in a square shape. They can be a bit harder to differentiate when a part of it is buried in the netherrack, but it should not take too much to figure it out. To practice bastion recognition and then bastion looting, download the Llama Bastion practice map. Many people use it, it's going to help you a lot. To get the map, go to this website, click on the zip file to download it. Now go find it in your downloads and extract the zip file. It should make a normal folder next to the zip one. You find this folder inside, and now you just need to put it into your Minecraft folder. To open the Minecraft folder, it's really simple. Just open the launcher and select the right configuration. It has to be 1.16.1. Click on Open Folder, and now you can put the map in the Saves folder. In this map, you can adjust a lot of settings for your practice. To practice Bastion recognition, select Random Bastion and disable the terrain. Then just press Start, go Spectator mode, and try telling which type of Bastion it is. When you start getting good at it, you can try with terrain enabled. Now, the major thing is how to actually deal with each of the 4 Bastion types. It is not that hard, but it is definitely the part that requires the most time and dedication. Don't worry though, because here are the basics for simple and efficient Bastion training. For practicing Bastions, we're going to use the Llama Bastion practice map a lot. To practice a Bastion type, you just have to select it, disable the terrain, and maybe set your spawn point. And then just go. You can stop the run with dying or dropping your iron pick. And you can set your equipment here if you want to. Now for every Bastion, the goal is the same. Get the gold, trade it with a lot of piglins to make it fast, and get enough loot before you go. Basically, you want a bit more than a stack of pearls, some obsidian, some string, and a couple fire resistance potions. For each Bastion type, there are optimized and efficient ways to do that. I will make a small separate video for each one of the 4 Bastion types, not to put too much information here. They will be up very soon, and you can go check them out. Nether fortresses are way easier to deal with than Bastions. But there are still a couple useful things to know. So here are the basics. For context, let's say that you just got out of a Bastion with all the goodies and now you're looking for a fortress. We're going to locate the fortress using the pirate technique. It's a bit confusing, but not that hard, so stay with me. You open the pie chart by pressing Shift plus F3 instead of just F3. Now, you need to press the right numbers to go in Tick, Level, Entities, and then Block Entities. If you missed, clicking 0 should take you back. Now, this blue section here represents the spawners that are currently loaded. That's right, we are going to find a fortress using the blaze spawners. So we are looking for this blue section in the pie chart. If you don't detect anything, increase your render distance. You can use F3 plus F to increase your render distance, and Shift F3 plus F to decrease it. Now you want to know exactly at which distance the spawner is. To do that, decrease the render distance, reopen the pie chart, and increase back the render distance slowly, looking for the blue section to appear. Here it is, good! It appeared at 13 render distance. Now, for the trick to work, you need to have a render distance that's just below that. So decrease it by 3 or 4 to make sure to unload the spawner, reopen the pie chart, and increase the render distance again, up to 12 in this example. Now we're going to need chunk borders. You can see them with F3 plus G. Then all you have to do is go peeking in each direction to see where the blue section appears. Well, that's the direction of the spawner. So here I know that there's a fortress 13 chunks away in that direction. When you're practicing, as for Bastions, just go Spectator mode to go check if the fortress is there. Once there, you might have to do the pie array a second time because the fortress could be in one of the sides. Just one last thing about pie array, you know there's also a Bastion that has a magma cube spawner inside, and sometimes you're going to detect that spawner instead of a blaze spawner. If that happens in a run, you must either go break that magma cube spawner and do the pie array again, or just call it a dead run. Now getting the blaze rods is the easy part. But here are a couple tricks that can make your life easier and save you time. First, about finding your way in a nether fortress. Very simple. Fortresses are structured in 2 parts. One with a roof, one without. They are separated by the lava room. And the spawners are in the no roof section. So we want to search in that part. If you are lost in the wrong part, just follow these little rules to find your way. Stairs go up. Stairs with nether wart, go down. Balcony, go the facing direction. That makes it super easy to find the lava room and go look for a spawner. Now, when you find the blaze spawner, use a fire resistance potion. Fireballs won't do any damage to you. Just be a little bit careful because blazes also deal contact damage. Also, you should enlarge a little bit the spawning area for the blazes to get more of them to spawn. Another little trick about avoiding wither skeletons. If you're in a tunnel, just place 3 blocks to block them. If you're in the open, just pillar up 3 blocks in the center of the way and punch them away. So that's how to speedrun the Nether efficiently. If you can master all the tricks and strats explained in this video, you are already a solid speedrunner. And that's it for this video. I hope it was clear enough. You can look into more advanced stuff if you want, and check out my specific Bastion practice videos when they're out. I'll see you there. Have a nice day!